Alright, so a question I get asked a lot is, hey Kshitij, how are you so cool? But that's not what I'm going to be answering. Today I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 study tips for online classes. Alright, so tip number 1 is to use split screen, which is a feature that allows you to use two windows simultaneously, and this is the feature for all the multitaskers out there like me who like to kind of keep your notes on one side of the screen while also referencing Wikipedia on the other side. And generally I've seen people do this thing where they maximize both the windows and they toggle between the two windows, and it's quite annoying to toggle every time. And split screen is a feature that helps and solves that problem. So what you can do on Windows is you can click on the window you want to split screen and then click on Windows plus the left or right button, and after that your other window you can do the same, so click on Windows and the right button, and now you're gonna have your two windows side by side in split screen mode. Now I can also click on Windows plus up button, and that's gonna open up a section where I can have three windows all together on my desktop. So for Macs, split screening is a bit different. What you can do is you can hover over the green button near your window, select tile window to the right of the screen, select the other window you want on the other side, and then you can kind of move these windows as you did on Windows 10. Let's move on to tip number 2, which is to turn on Do Not Disturb. Do Not Disturb is a feature that's built into both Windows and Mac computers, so that's particularly helpful. But Do Not Disturb is, as we all know, a feature that blocks all the notifications and the emails, and this is particularly helpful if you signed up to too many newsletters to count, or you keep getting letters from companies wanting to kind of sponsor you. Alright, so to turn on Do Not Disturb on Windows, you can go over to the Action Center, right click, go to Focus Assist, and then go to Alarms Only. And clicking on that will just turn on Do Not Disturb. Now tip number 3 is to use reading mode, and reading mode is a built-in feature on most monitors, but basically reading mode kind of gives you a warmer look of your screen and makes the brightness go down as well. So if you use a monitor like me, then you can go over to the menu button to turn on reading mode. The menu button is right next to the power button, so you're gonna click on it, and then you can go over to the options bar, something like this, and then you can just toggle on reading mode here. So if you cannot find the icon on your monitor that looks like mine, then that means you probably don't have reading mode on your monitor. But don't worry, I have a software-based solution for this problem, so you can just watch how to turn on reading mode on your computer via software. Alright, so to turn on reading mode, you can go over to the Action Center, and clicking on that will show you an option that says Night Light, and clicking on that will turn on reading mode. Let's move on to tip 4, which was to turn on dark mode. And dark mode is a feature that is usually on most Windows computers, but it's a feature that kind of makes all your windows and apps and everything get the dark black look. So generally it's in light mode and it's very bright, and it hurts your eyes every time you look at it, especially at night. But by turning on dark mode, even in the mornings, it actually helps your eyes out. And this is a tip I recommend because I use dark mode a lot. So dark mode is generally available on Windows computers, and it's already turned on most Windows computers. Moving on to tip 5, which is to use PIP when you're watching videos. Now PIP is short for picture in picture, and this is a feature that's available on YouTube and Google Drive, etc. And basically what you can do is you can right click on your video twice and then click on picture in picture, and by clicking on this button, what you've done is you turn on picture in picture, which is like this feature that allows your video to be just a small rectangle on your screen, which you can move around and save a lot of space on your screen, and also keep it aside while you're on Wikipedia or taking notes, etc. number 6 is to use the PDF version of your textbook. Now, if you don't know what this is, it's basically like the scanned copy of your textbook that's available on your desktop. So whenever you have online classes, you can just reference the textbook online, and you can go over to the link in the description box, which is ncrt.nic.in, and then scrolling down below to the textbook option, and then clicking on textbook. Selecting what grade you're in and clicking on go will show you a detailed list of all the chapters in your textbook, as well as a link to download the complete book itself. And I recommend downloading the complete book because you can access the textbook even when you're offline, and you can use features like markup on Mac and zoom in and zoom out, and you can use this like PDF textbook option very well. Now, tip number 7 is to use zoom in and zoom out when you're on websites. Now, if you use Wikipedia a lot, then this tip is for you, because zooming in and zooming out is a tip that's not very well known. What you can do is, when you're on Wikipedia or any website, you can just click on Ctrl+ on Windows and Command+ on Macs to zoom in, and then you can see all the text and the pictures and everything way more clearly, and you don't have to come very close to the screen and squint your eyes every time you're looking at a web page. Tip number 8 is to use the Pomodoro method of studying. Now, the Pomodoro method is a timer method that suggests you study for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. In the 5-minute break, you're not supposed to be anywhere near the computer, so you just have a walk around your room and drink your water, etc. But the Pomodoro method is particularly helpful if you study a lot, or if you study very less, so you can have a balanced study and break schedule. I'm going to leave a link to a website called pomofocus.io, which I use, which gives you like a timer and a break, timer for work and timer for break, and gives you an option where you can add all the tasks you want to complete in the day. So tip number 9 is to use the Water Reminder web extension. So you can go over to the Chrome Web Store and then search Water Reminder, and now you can just click on Add Extension, and then you enable the Water Reminder extension. And what this does is, every 15 minutes it reminds you to drink your water, and it's basically like a notification. You can change it to be either an audio or a visual notification, but I recommend a visual notification, because if you have an audio notification, it's going to be ringing and you're going to have no idea why. But water reminders are particularly helpful if you cannot remember to drink your water. Alright, so the final tip is a mystery tip. So you can just click on the link in the description box, and that'll redirect you to this website that shows you this red button called subscribe. And what you've done is you've subscribed to a better version of yourself, and I totally recommend it. Alright, so if you did enjoy this video, then leave a like and comment down below if you want another study tips video. But subscribe to the channel for more helpful tips and tech tutorials.